We're in southern Maryland, doing something I've never done before. Trot lining for blue crabs.
Oh, big crab.
This time of year, mid-October, the crabs are hungry and getting ready for winter.
2 in a row.
For any waterman, this is prime crab time. And we're on them. My name,
how can you say no comment,
is Chris Pabst.
Why are you taking my microphone?
Monday through Friday, I'm an investigative reporter. But on weekends, I just want to be on water. Here, there's no professional fishermen, charter boats, or tour guides. It's just everyday anglers in search of those hidden limits. We're crabbing today with Dan. Monday through Friday, Dan is a software engineer. For nearly half a century, he's been crabbing in southern Maryland. And he still does it pretty much the same way. And for the same reasons. What keeps you coming back here catching crabs?
There's a little bit of the thrill of the hunt. I enjoy eating crabs. I enjoy sharing crabs that I catch. Eating crabs is a social event.
We're running trot lines today on the Wicomico River, just north of where it empties into the Potomac River. The concept of trot lining is pretty simple. First, you need bait. Dan uses chicken necks. Why chicken necks?
Chicken necks, it's easy, it's more available.
It's cheap.
It's cheap. I can get it at the local butcher shop, and you can get a 25-pound box for $20. And that usually will last me the summer.
The line is a 1,200-foot-long, quarter-inch thick nylon rope, baited every 6 feet or so with the chicken necks. How long does it take you to bait all the chicken neck on 1,200 feet of line?
That takes me about a little over an hour.
Next, he looks for the right spot to drop the line. In the warmer months, blue crabs tend to move into shallow water, around 4 to 6 feet deep. Later in the year, as winter approaches, they begin to move into deeper water near the main river channel. So the water's cooling down a little bit in the fall. The crabs are going in deeper water. We are in about 8 to 10 feet of water.
Right.
And when the water gets really cold, they burrow down into the mud in the bottom of the river.
Right.
And then in April or so, when it warms up, they come back up.
Right.
After he finds a spot, Dan hooks one end of the trot line to an anchor, which is tied to a buoy. Once the rope is laid, he hooks another anchor and buoy to the opposite end.
So our first buoy is right there. 1,200 feet later, the second buoy's right there. And hopefully, there's a bunch of crabs right in between.
Now, the fun begins. Just position the boat at one end of the line, lift the rope onto this metal slide, and get ready.
There you go. Oh. Yep.
Nice male.
Yeah, sweet.
It's my first trot crab.
As the bait rises off the bottom, the crabs will hold on and keep eating, but you have to be fast with the net. Once they see you, they drop off.
Yep, there's an old shell in there.
In the Chesapeake Bay, this late in the season, crabs must be 5 1/4 inches point to point. Recreational crabbers can only keep males.
So the females have a little bit of orange here. They have the U aprons. So that can't be kept.
Correct.
Yeah. So that's a male.
Right.
It's all blue. Hence, I guess this is like the blue crab, right? Maryland blue crab?
Right.
Blue crabs are big business in Maryland. Half of the entire blue crab harvest in the United States comes from the Chesapeake Bay. More than 27 million pounds of blue crabs were harvested commercially in 2023 in Maryland. But there is concern. How has crabbing on the Wicomico River been lately?
This year has not been so good. Last year it was pretty good. I was able to go out and catch my limit each time. This year I hardly went out because people really weren't catching that many crabs.
In 2022, the Chesapeake Bay blue crab population fell to its lowest levels on record, with 227 million crabs estimated to be in the bay. That year, the state changed harvest restrictions and limited recreational crabbers to just 1 bushel per day. In 2023, the number of crabs rebounded to 323 million and roughly stayed in that range through 2024. But the population of crabs in the Wicomico River, according to Dan, has appeared to stay low. We're out here and I don't see anybody else crabbing. We're like the only
We've got the river to ourselves today.
boat on the river, which is incredible because this is the best time of year to crab. When the crabs are the
It is.
biggest, they're the fattest, they're the tastiest,
It is.
and we're pretty much by ourselves, which I guess is a testament to this being a slow year.
Yeah.
All right, second pass.
A bushel of crabs is not a number, but rather a volume. Once this wooden basket is full, you have a bushel, which is usually around 70 large crabs. The Wicomico River is big, upwards of 2 miles across. This river is used for commercial and residential crabbing. It really is a wonderful part of the country, the intersection of Maryland, Virginia, and the Chesapeake Bay. But it's not only for outdoor enthusiasts. Just about 20 miles due north of where we're crabbing is a house. But 160 years ago, this wasn't just a house. On April 14th, 1865, hours after shooting President Abraham Lincoln, John Wilkes Booth came here to have his broken leg set by Dr. Samuel Mudd, who was later found guilty of aiding in a murder and went to jail. This was Mudd's home. It's now a museum. If you're into Civil War history, this is a bucket list kind of place.
There he is, huge monster. Oh, big crab. That is a really big crab.
Back on the water, trot lining for crabs has always been on my bucket list. And now that I've done it, I can tell you this is a blast, even when you mess up.
Oh, I missed it! That's my first miss!
Dan and I made 7 or 8 passes down the trot line and netted about 24 medium to large keepers.
These are all females.
We probably threw back 50 females. We were able to keep about $100 worth of crabs. And is there really a better way to spend a Saturday morning in October?
Right.
It's beautiful. You're on the water. And you're right, it is the thrill of the hunt. Like every time one of those pieces of chicken neck were coming up, you're like, is there going to be a crab on it?
Right.
And when there is, it's so exciting.
I sure as hell don't want to miss it.
It's so exciting. And then when it's a female, it's like, ugh. You got to put it back.
Yep, had we been able to keep the females, we would have had a good bushel.
When we finished, as Dan was wrapping up his spool, I made my best catch. This huge crab had hung on the entire time Dan was pulling in the line.
Oh, I got him!
Right before it got to the boat, it let go of the bait, and I caught it about a foot down into the river.
Monster! I was pretty proud of myself on that grab, too.
This is probably a $10 crab.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.
Well, glad to see you back sometime.
I'm Chris Pabst, and this,
I'll come back.
is Hidden Limits Outdoors.